You did everything right. You showed up early, you worked harder than anyone on your team, and still, they don't respect you. Sound familiar? Hey, welcome back, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you found this video, because today we're solving one of the biggest frustrations that frontline managers, teachers, and coaches face every single day. You know the feeling. You got a team, a classroom, a group of people you're responsible for, and getting them to actually follow your lead feels like herding cats through a car wash. I'm talking about resistance, difficult people, feedback that goes nowhere, and that exhausting feeling that no matter what you do, it's just not enough. But here's the thing. I've got a framework for you today that's going to change how you lead, how you connect, and how you build a team that actually wants to follow you. It's called the CARE framework, from the incredible book, How to Leave a Lasting Legacy Through Care. And by the end of this video, you're going to be able to see leadership in a completely different way. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's talk about what actually is going on. The number one challenge for frontline managers and teachers, and this is backed up by research from the Center of Creative Leadership across 48,000 leaders. It's this: frustrations with people and time. Now I know what you're thinking. Yeah, no kidding, time. But let me break this down. What it really means is, because it's deeper than just a difficult coworker or a kid who won't sit still and stay on task. Picture this. It's 7:45 in the morning. You're a first-year teacher named Marcus. You got 28 students walking in. 3 of them are already arguing in the hallway. 1 parent email waiting in your inbox. And your lesson plan's solid though. You know this content. But the moment the class starts, you got 2 kids in the back completely checked out. 1 in the front who wants to debate every single thing you're saying, and the rest are just waiting to see what you're gonna do about it. Or you're a new manager named Fatima. Your team's been there longer than you have. Some of them used to be your peers. Now you're their boss. And the first time you try to redirect someone's work, you get the classic eye roll. The slow nod that means absolutely nothing. Or the sidebar conversation that after you leave the room, you know it's about you. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. Here's the truth. The problem isn't your team. The problem isn't your classroom. The problem is nobody taught how to lead people, especially people who don't automatically respect your title. And that's exactly what the CARE framework solves. So, what is the CARE framework? Paul Weinheimer and I built this around one core idea. People don't follow positions. People follow others who genuinely care. CARE is an acronym. C, compete with character. A, acquire an attitude of gratitude and greatness. R, respect and responsibility. E, engage everything enthusiastically. 4 letters, 4 principles, and when you apply all 4, something almost magical happens. Your team wants to perform. Your students want to learn. The resistance doesn't disappear overnight, but the relationship changes. And once the relationship changes, everything changes. Let's walk through each letter right now. The C in CARE, compete with character. Here's what this does not mean. It does not mean win at all costs. It does not mean be the loudest person in the room. It means that the way you show up, your integrity, your consistency, your values, they're the things that you compete with every single day. Think back to Marcus, our teacher. He's got those 2 kids checked out in the back. The old response, call them out in front of everyone. Make an example out of them. Establish your authority through dominance. The character-driven response, after class, pull them aside privately. Say, hey, I noticed you weren't with me today. What's going on? Is there something I need to know about? Boom. He just did something 90% of managers and teachers never do. He chose curiosity over control. And for Fatima, our manager, when her team member does that slow nod and then ignores her direction, she doesn't go to HR. She doesn't send a passive-aggressive email. She schedules a one-on-one and says, I want to make sure I'm giving you what you need to succeed. What am I missing? This is leading with character. It's playing a longer game. It's saying, I'm going to earn your respect, not demand it. And here's the kicker. When your team sees you doing that consistently, the resistant ones start to soften because character is contagious. Okay, the A, acquire an attitude of gratitude and greatness. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Gratitude? I can barely get my team to show up on time and you want me to be grateful? Stick with me here. Gratitude and greatness aren't just feel-good buzzwords. They're strategies. Because here's what the research tells us. People work harder for leaders who notice them. Not just correct them, actually notice them. Let me give you a real scenario. Carlos is a floor supervisor at a manufacturing plant. His team is rushing to meet a deadline. Stress is high. Errors are up. Carlos gets pulled into a meeting where all they talk about is what is going wrong. He walks back and he does something small but powerful. He finds the one person on his team who caught 3 errors before they became big problems. Someone no one else has mentioned. And he says right in front of the entire group, I want to call out what Jamie did today. She could let those mistakes slide. She didn't. That is the standard we're all chasing. Jamie stands 2 inches taller for the rest of the week. And so does everyone else, because now they know good work gets seen here. That's the attitude of greatness, expecting and celebrating excellence, not just punishing the absence of it. For teachers, imagine starting every class by saying, I want to give a shout out to the 3 people who absolutely crushed last week's project. 3 names, 30 seconds. The impact? It shifts the entire culture of the room. Gratitude is not soft. Gratitude is a leadership superpower. Next, we have the R, respect and responsibility. This one has 2 sides and they both matter. This is the thing new leaders and teachers get backwards all the time. They think respect flows down from title, the grade book, the name or the door, the name on the door. But in reality, respect flows in every direction. And your team is watching to see if you treat them like capable adults before they decide whether to greet you like a credible leader. Fatima, our manager from earlier, she made one game-changing move. When her longtime team member pushed back, instead of defending her decision, she said, you've been doing this longer than I have. What am I not seeing? The room went quiet, and that team member became her biggest ally because Fatima gave respect first. Side 2, and this is the one people want to skip all the time, is responsibility. You have to hold yourself and your people accountable, not in a punitive gotcha way, but in a we said we do this and we're going to do it kind of way. Marcus, our teacher, has a student who's chronically late. He addressed it, but it keeps happening. The character-driven, respectful move is to have a real conversation, not a lecture, a conversation about what getting there on time really represents, about responsibility to themselves and to the class, and then follow through on what was said would happen. Consistency is respect. When you say something and do it every time, your people learn that you mean what you say. And that builds the kind of trust that turns a group of individuals into an actual team. And finally, the E, engage everything enthusiastically. Now, enthusiasm doesn't mean bouncing off the walls like you had 4 espressos before the class. Although some days that helps. Enthusiasm means you bring your best energy to whatever's in front of you because people are watching you to collaborate their effort. Here's the truth. Your energy is contagious. If you walk into your classroom or team meeting looking like you'd rather be doing anything else, your team will feel that and match it. But if you walk into there like what you do matters, because it really does, they feel that too. Carlos does this brilliantly. Before every shift, he does what he calls a 2-minute connect. He asks someone a different question every day. Not how's work, something real. What's one thing you're looking forward to this week? That one question engages. It says, you're a person, not just a function working for me. For Marcus, enthusiastic engagement looks like standing at the door before class, greeting every kid by name. It takes 45 seconds. It signals, I see you. I'm glad you're here today. We're about to do something worth showing up for. Outside my classroom in the hall, I created a high five zone. Everyone who walked by when I was in the hallway got a high five and a greeting no matter what. I'm sure by now you've seen that elementary principal on social media. High-fiving, chest bumping, and pranking his students. It's another great example. Enthusiasm is a choice, and it might be the most powerful choice a leader can make every single day. So, let's tie this together, because the research and the CARE framework are pointing to the same truth. The frontline leaders who win, the managers whose teams go above and beyond, the teachers whose students actually try, they're not the ones with the best lesson plans or the most aggressive KPIs. They're the ones who lead with character, who show up with gratitude and pursue greatness, who give and expect respect and hold everyone, starting with themselves, to responsibilities, and who engage with everything they have every single day. That's how you solve frustration. That's how you solve turnover. That's how you solve inconsistencies. Not by controlling your people, it's by connecting with them. And it's not just a strategy, it's a legacy. So right now, if this resonated with you, I want you to jump on Amazon, grab the entire book, How to Leave a Lasting Legacy Through Care. It's there, the link will be in the description below. Also, if you've ever been up late at night, worrying about the decisions you made as a leader, you need to get the Overthinking Reset, also there on Amazon. It's how to control your mind so you can lead the way you truly want to lead. Now, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything we do here at the Care Agent Network. Be sure to keep leading with care, and we'll see you in the next one.